to the She Leads podcast. I'm your host, Adrienne Garland, CEO and founder of She Leads Media, a global media company dedicated to the advancement of women leaders and entrepreneurs worldwide. I'm also an adjunct professor at NYU and Rice University, where I teach on the topic of entrepreneurship. I'm a mom to 2 wonderful young men and married to my best friend from college. Join me each week as I dive into raw conversations with remarkable, uncompromising, and inspirational women entrepreneurs and leaders. My hope is that these conversations and their advice will encourage you to put yourself out there and gain the visibility that you and all women deserve. We're all about stripping away the sugar-coated conversations and moving boldly in the direction of our magnificent dreams. For far too long, women have been conditioned to soften their words, modify their actions, and show up in the world to conform to outdated at best and harmful at worst cultural norms and ideals. Why? To keep those who are outside of the power structures from gaining power, prestige, wealth, and influence. This has prevented women from being recognized and respected as the powerful leaders that we truly are. The She Leads podcast is here to shine the light on all the incredible women, to encourage us to show up, speak up, and showcase the amazing work we do. Speak with confidence about the innovative and transformational thoughts that we have, and celebrate the positive impact that we are making in this world, both personally and professionally. So let's do this. Let's lead. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the She Leads podcast. Today's episode is a solo episode. I'd like to do these episodes and sort of experiment around with just speaking to you directly from my heart about topics that are on my mind at the moment. The reason that I am actually doing the solo episode today is because I have been very, very busy. I've been traveling a lot. And I also have been sort of under the weather. And so many of the podcast episodes that I had scheduled to record, I had to postpone to a later date when I felt better. I'm actually feeling a little bit better today, although I'm still not 100% my perky self. But I thought that I would come on today just so that we could have another little discussion. And I wanted to actually pose a couple of questions on this episode today. So a couple of questions are, 1, how are you doing? Things have been changing. I know that many of us in the She Leads community have been going through some things. I've had wonderful conversations with incredible people that have a variety of different opinions about what our new reality will be in the coming years. And there, like I expect, is a range of emotions, everything from, look, it is what it is, and let's just move on, to, now it's more important than ever to do the work that we need to do. Here at She Leads, we are super hellbent on helping women entrepreneurs to get their businesses past the $1 million mark. And there are definitely some alarming statistics about women-owned businesses not getting past the $100,000 mark. It's actually the majority of women-owned businesses don't even make it past the $100,000 mark. And we've had these statistics for a long time. Women are starting more businesses than ever before. We saw a statistic the other day that about 44% of all entrepreneurs actually have their business as a side hustle. So we've got a lot of different factors at play here. There are so many different reasons for these statistics. And then there's the mindset and the thought process about these statistics. What do we do when we're faced with a challenge that seems insurmountable? And that is something that I have been doing a lot of deep thinking about. And I'm sort of leaning toward the side of, well, we definitely need to get into action. So of course we need to do the deep thinking. We need to understand all the various aspects of the problem, what the pain points are around that problem, and really for whom these things are a very, very painful problem. What I've just sort of described there is what we do in entrepreneurship. It's what we do as entrepreneurs. We see opportunity when there are issues, challenges, problems. And instead of getting stuck in the problem, we definitely do want to sit in the problem for as long as we can to get that deep insight and understanding and talk to as many people as we can about the problem to understand if the problem is as painful of a problem as we perceive it to be, or that our hypothesis states that it is. And then we have to get into action and start doing things, start experimenting with different solutions and not getting so tied to those specific solutions. So that's exactly what I'm doing. And when I take a look around at the environment that I'm in, AKA my home, my desk, I see chaos. And I am not a person that is chaotic. I'm a very organized person. I like things in their place. I like surfaces to be clean. Definitely not a clean freak, but I definitely like things that are in order and in their place. And as I take a look around at the room that I'm in right now, at the desk that I'm doing work at, I see a lot of clutter. I see a lot of chaos. I see notes and thoughts and pieces of paper and different notebooks and books stacked on top of one another. Can you relate? Is this something that you are seeing in your environment as well? It's so obvious when you look at other people and you sort of see them in their environment, and it's difficult to take a look at ourselves. But I did just that. I stepped outside of myself and I took a look around at everything that was going on around me. And I said, boy, oh boy, you really need to kind of clean up, right? And get organized. But I don't want to clean up and get organized if I don't actually know what it is that I'm organizing. What are those piles that I'm making? What am I clearing away? I don't have clarity on that at this exact moment, but I do have conviction that I will get to clarity because I always do. So I trust myself. I trust myself that this particular stage that I'm in is a chaotic stage, but out of this chaos will come some semblance of order. I'm confident that that will happen because I've been in this spot before. So my question to you is, what does your environment look like right now? Is it ordered? Is it chaotic? Talk to me. This podcast is for you. The She Leads podcast is all about women leading. And when I say that, when I talk about leading and what leadership is, what leadership looks like, what leadership sounds like, it's not going to be the same as what has come before. Good and bad, right? But there is definitely something afoot in the world, in the universe, in that women are leaning into their innate leadership capabilities that in the past have not been seen as leadership capabilities. So where I'm going with She Leads is I am starting to do things differently. I am moving out of exclusively my head, where I've been operating for quite some time, and I am moving into my heart and truly taking the time to listen to my intuition that is informed by years and years of experience in a variety of different realms. It's informed by my education, and it's informed by some of the mistakes that have led to deep learning, mistakes I've made that have led to deep learning, in addition to observation of other businesses, other aspects of life that don't necessarily work. Conditions are always changing, right? And as business owners, if we keep doing the same thing and the conditions change, we're going to be left behind. And we saw this very clearly during the pandemic. If you didn't pivot and change, you went away as far as your business. And so here we are again, not just because of the impending new administration, but just because as the earth turns, the tides shift. Literally, the polar north is shifting, right? Our climate is shifting. Everything around us is changing. And as much as we don't welcome change, we need to embrace it. And there are definitely some people that do welcome change. I'm actually one of them. But sometimes, the staying in the comfort zone feels really, really cozy. And we just wish that things would stay the same for just a little bit longer. So what I'm encouraging you to do is to also ask yourself, what's changing in your environment, or what needs changing in order to keep up with what's happening around us. So I encourage you to reach out to me. Send me an email at hello@sheleadsmedia.com and talk to me. I will be changing this podcast. I will be changing the approach to this podcast in 2025. I don't know exactly what it will be and what it will become, but I am committed to experimenting with a format, with a perspective, with something that really resonates with women entrepreneurs, women leaders, something that delivers extraordinary value. I would love to hear from you what you would like to hear from me, or what you would like me to bring to you on the She Leads podcast. So that's my call to action to you. Please email me at hello@sheleadsmedia.com and tell me, what is it that you are craving for 2025? What is the thing or the variety of things that you would like to see somebody do that will help you to thrive in 2025? So I will leave you with that. For everybody listening that is in the United States, next Thursday is Thanksgiving. So I wish all of you a very happy Thanksgiving. I am grateful to everyone that is listening to my voice right now. And I encourage you to form deeper relationships with the people that you care about, the people that are around you. And I encourage you to seek out understanding. And I encourage you to be grateful for people that might have different perspectives, because through that, we can all grow. And I encourage you to take this upcoming holiday season and really think about what matters. And I hope that the answer to what matters is humankind and being kind to humans, and not sort of harming others due to our differing points of view. So happy Thanksgiving to all my US based folks. And for everybody else that's listening, tell me what's going on in your corner of the world. I'm super interested. We will be planning a whole bunch of different adventures in 2025. And who knows, maybe we will come to visit your country and have these really important conversations. So thank you so much. And I will be back again next week. This and all of our episodes are brought to you by the She Leads Podcast Network, the podcast network for women, by women. Thanks so much for listening to the She Leads podcast. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support us, please share it with others, make a personalized post about what you took away on social media, and please leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. This helps our guests and our show to continue to gain visibility and traction. To learn more about how She Leads Media helps women to gain visibility, you can follow us on Instagram at She Leads Media, or you can head on over to sheleadsmedia.com. If you'd like to network with me and other amazing women, don't forget to join us each year for the She Leads Live conference. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon. This is the She Leads Podcast Network.